Formula One fans, brace yourselves for a weekend that could change Ferrari's fortunes. I'm revealing an exclusive that's driving the paddock crazy. Two crucial technical innovations will debut on the SF25 at Imola. The first is a brand new, more rigid gearbox casing, and the second involves an innovative configuration for the rear brake ducts. These two targeted interventions could finally solve the problems that have plagued the red car since the beginning of the season. But why are these modifications so important? What's really behind these technical updates? And most importantly, will they be enough to bring Ferrari back to consistently fighting for positions that matter? Let's find out together. Let's start with the main innovation, the new rigid gearbox casing. Everything began during the SF25's development, when the team decided to shorten the casing by 25 millimeters to move the car's center of gravity backward. A move that seemed brilliant on paper but generated unexpected problems in reality. Despite using advanced software and extremely sophisticated simulations, the torsional and flexural rigidity of the casing proved insufficient once the car hit the track. This lack of rigidity created a devastating domino effect on the rear suspension's behavior. Essentially, when the car tackles high-speed corners or rapid load transitions, the gearbox casing flexes and twists slightly, altering the suspension geometry. The result? An unpredictable SF25, difficult to drive at the limit and with abnormal tire wear, precisely when drivers need maximum precision. The intervention by Maranello's technicians has been radical. They completely redefined the use of carbon fiber layers in the casing, increasing both torsional and flexural rigidity. This will finally allow the suspension to work exactly as intended by the design data, eliminating those unwanted deviations that have compromised performance in the first races. But there's more. The new casing doesn't imply a change in suspension geometry, but it will influence the settings of the torsion bars and anti-roll bars. The technicians can finally set up the car as initially planned, with more predictable behavior and greater driver confidence when pushing the limits. Now for the second innovation, a completely redesigned system for the rear brake ducts. This modification, inspired by McLaren's winning solutions, aims to solve one of the SF25's most evident problems: excessive and irregular rear tire degradation. The new configuration doesn't just concern the calipers or discs, but the entire rear braking apparatus, from the brake caps to the ducts that regulate heat exchange with the outside. The goal? Drastically improve the cooling of the rear tires, stabilizing temperatures during the stint, and reducing those heat peaks that lead to excessive and unpredictable degradation. Currently, when temperatures rise too high, the behavior of the SF25's tires becomes a puzzle, even for the track engineers themselves. With this new configuration, Ferrari aims to keep the tires within the optimal temperature window, improving both performance consistency and overall tire durability during the race. Imola represents the ideal track to test these innovations. The circuit is technically demanding, with many traction corners that challenge both the rear tires and the car's stability. The track configuration highlights precisely the need for progressive and effective traction exiting corners, preventing the tires from degrading too quickly. But there's a particularly interesting aspect to consider. While the new gearbox casing will be mounted on both cars, the new rear brake ducts might be tested experimentally to gather data. We'll likely see differentiated work between Leclerc and Sainz with different configurations to compare results in real time. If the feedback is positive, it's possible that the solution could be implemented during the race weekend itself. The advantage of these updates is their relative simplicity of integration. Unlike a wing or a new floor, which require complex interaction with the rest of the car, both the gearbox casing and the braking system are more independent components. This means they can be tested and implemented more easily, potentially providing an immediate benefit. The SF25's design errors seem to have derived not only from an erroneous evaluation of simulation data, but also from the absence of key technical figures like Simone Resta or David Sanchez. The team found itself facing a complex design phase without some of these fundamental engineering minds paying the consequences on track. Expectations for this weekend are extremely high. The choice to focus on these specific updates demonstrates Ferrari's targeted approach, solving the fundamental problems first before working on other aspects of the car. In a season where the general configuration of the cars is already defined, these technical details can make an enormous difference in overall performance. If these modifications work as expected, they could represent a turning point for Ferrari's season. Better controlling tire degradation and having a more stable mechanical platform doesn't just mean improving pure performance, but also ensuring greater consistency during the race, making sure they can compete with opponents for positions that matter. The Imola Grand Prix will therefore be a decisive test. Despite a season start below expectations, the introduction of these solutions represents a glimmer of hope for all Ferrari fans. Expectations aren't only focused on improving immediate performance, but also on verifying how well the team has been able to react quickly to difficulties that emerged during winter testing. These updates are just the first step in a development path that must continue throughout the season. Even though attention is already turning to the 2026 car, it's essential that Ferrari doesn't abandon the current project. Resources must be intelligently balanced, and positive signals from Imola would be crucial to restore confidence in the team and drivers. In conclusion, the Imola weekend won't just be a championship round, but a crucial moment for the future of Ferrari's season. The new rigid gearbox casing and innovative rear brake ducts represent the technical team's concrete response to the difficulties that have emerged, and never before has there been such a need to see a positive signal. Expectations are high, and the hope of all fans is that these modifications will finally bring that long-awaited performance leap that seems to have been missing for too long. All eyes on Imola, because this weekend could mark the beginning of Ferrari's comeback. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from the Formula One world. Thank you for being with us. See you in the next video, where we'll continue to explore the secrets and innovations of the Formula One world.